Going to start the recording. Hi everyone, it's Mark and Della. Tonight's Zoom meeting is just between Della and I. This is just a recording about Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a product that I've used a lot, but it's not something that you'll use until you reach a point in time where you send out a lot of social media messages. So let me share my screen and let me step you through the use of Juice Plus. Hootsuite. Just need to log in again. And I just sign in using Facebook. I have an account, but I just use Facebook. I think that's pretty handy. It's going to take a minute. And while it loads, I'll just explain there are two different versions of Hootsuite. I've used the free version for the longest of times. It just allows you to connect to 3 different social media sites. Very handy. But we've kind of outgrown its use, so we use the for-fee service now. And it allows you to connect to an unlimited number of social media sites. Very handy. It's going to load here in a second. There it is. So I use Hootsuite for 3 main purposes. First off, it allows me to connect to multiple social media streams at once. Each of these columns represent one of my social media sites, one of mine and Della's. So this is our fan page. This is the second fan page we use. This is my Facebook page. Della's Facebook page is way over here. Della's tweets are in one of these columns. My tweets are in one of these columns. LinkedIn is in one of these columns. Our WordPress site is on one of these columns. We have a blog, by the way. Google Plus is here. LinkedIn's here. So you can see it's a lot handier for me to go into Hootsuite and read the columns than it is for me to go into each of these social media sites, log in, and read what's new, and then log out. Go and do that over and over in a day. It gets kind of tiring, but this is pretty simple. So that's the main reason I use it. I've also been told, and I found this to be true, that in order to build a following on any social media site, you have to be consistent. You have to send between 2 and 5 social media posts a day. And that's one of the main benefits I find out of using Hootsuite. I sit down for probably an hour in the morning, and I create posts for either that day or the following day and schedule them throughout the day. Just to illustrate that point, let me do one now. So I just clicked on the compose message toolbar at the top. I'll get rid of this text here. I'll pick the social media site that I want to send this one to. I'm just going to send it to my timeline in Facebook. I want to say this was us at Lacombe last week. In this case, it's just a picture. So I'm going to attach media. It allows me to drag and drop or go and search. I'm going to drag this picture in. It's our picture from last week out in Lacombe. And while it loads, it's that picture right there. So it loads and shows you a thumbnail version of it. Tells you how many characters you have left to type in, and in Facebook it's never much of a problem. It is a problem when you use Twitter, because of course you have 140, probably a little bit more now. So it counts down. You have to be very concise in Twitter. Word count is also one of the reasons that you can't cross-post very well. You can't, something that's appropriate in my timeline on Facebook might not be appropriate in LinkedIn. It also might have to do with an image problem. Every social media site, it seems, recommends a different size of image that you can attach. But this one works just fine in Facebook. So I'll just demonstrate to you. One of the really neat features of Hootsuite is that it has an auto schedule function. You click on this button and Hootsuite itself decides when it's going to send it out. It will probably send it out that day unless you're creating them at night. It'll probably send between 9 in the morning and 5 at night. Those are the most productive times to send out posts. You'll get the most hits that way. It works really well. If you don't want to give it a whole lot of thought, just click on the auto schedule button and out it goes. Or if you're a little more precise, there's a scheduling button here you can click on. Turn off auto schedule here, and you can just pick the date and time that you want to send it. Or if you just want to send it now, you just click on the send now button. So just let me cover one point one more time. You could pick a whole bunch of different social media sites here and cross-post, as long as you're sure that the text count works and the image size is correct. It works just fine. Over time, you'll develop that kind of experience and you get away with it more often. So you can see the word count here. I've got 111 more characters in Twitter, 639 in LinkedIn, and almost 2,000 in Facebook. So I find Hootsuite an invaluable time saver during the day. Even when I used the free version that just allowed me to connect to 3 different social media sites, I found value in it. The last point I wanted to bring up was Soundboard, the program that Juice Plus recommends that we use. They just added a Hootsuite button so that direct from Soundboard, you can schedule posts. I've used it just today and found it to be very handy. So that's Hootsuite 101. Probably have another one recorded sometime in the near future. It goes a little more in depth about how to send posts and how to schedule and some of the more intricate features of Hootsuite. But plain and simple, that's Hootsuite. Highly recommended. If you have any questions, please get back to me. We'll post this on our Slack site real soon. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.